want to say that it's not a bad day because I'm in the land of the living. I have my health. I actually have a home. I have a little bit of food in my belly. Well, not yet, but I will. And I'm employed, and I'm thankful for that. And just found out good news with that alone. And of all that good news I have going on, I realized that there's so much more better to come. And I'm thankful for what I have, but I realize what I want to do to help the world. I've been talking about this for a bit now, and I feel like it's not getting out there. And I don't know if I got to pay YouTube some money or something to get this message moving, because I will. But the message is simple. I have a basically different piece of technology that suits most necessary needs and for almost all environments, and it's meant to create peace and prosperity. And my thing is, I'm not afraid of what is necessary. Got what I have to do to get it done. Now, here's the thing: I'm not a bad person, so if anybody ever says I am, that's their opinion, and they gotta prove it. But I am a smart person, and I'm gonna tell you why I am. Because my grandmother took the time to pour into me, so I would be so. I think for a long, long time, like a lot of folks of color um, raise their children to not be, so at least how I was, raised up, was like to not be naturally ignorant, kind of given. You don't want anybody to be ignorant, but more so to not be loud, not be so noticeable in a disrespectful manner. And it came to a point where I started to believe that that meant kind of without saying it, I was supposed to be invisible. And things have happened over the years that made me start to realize that that ain't the way I'm supposed to carry on. And me downplaying my capabilities of what I can bring to this world has not changed anything, so I don't think I should do that anymore. I'm moving forward in my processes, but I seek financial help. I have a GoFundMe, but I tell you here now, ladies and gentlemen, young or old, whoever may be listening, what I've actually worked on is the means to actually make every one of our lives better. I thought about myself. I don't want to make you feel like I didn't think about me. I thought about myself, but I thought about you. I thought empathetically. I thought, how can I change the world to guarantee that we all can be fed? So I took literally in this chair where I sit right here. I had to go with the idea, and then from the idea to the concept, and then I had to work out the numbers, the strategies, the necessities to bring food to the people who do not have food in the world. And I perceived a really mappable plan, which is unique because it doesn't take $6 billion to do it. It only takes a few million to start the process. Now 6 billion would get us out the way like that. But man, I would just tell you this because I served in the military. My mind is already on always on mode. Anybody who ever served out there, who even when you came home, you tried to like turn certain things off, but you couldn't. Well, I couldn't turn certain things off, so I just learned how to adjust around them. And it wasn't like what I learned was bad. It was meant to protect people. I mean, when it's necessary to protect people and the skill sets that I have. And I mean, I coupled that with the intelligence that I had been downplaying for too long and made the decision that it's time to change this world. I didn't think I was gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you what somebody told me, and it kind of made me a little sad, but surreal. I told somebody at work, and I was like, I have a way to end world hunger, and I felt like excited, and I still do. Don't ever think I don't. I want to make sure everybody gets a plate. But he said, you really think America's gonna let you feed that many people? And I was taken back for but a moment because I was like, damn, that's real. I mean, like he's not being like he's denying something, but I want to prove that it don't matter. Because I'm gonna tell you that I respect America. I respect the country that is America. I'm from America. I was born here. But I'm gonna be honest. I've stepped foot in other places, and I want to say thank you to America for giving me the opportunity to do that. Because me serving in your military, I got to go places, and me going to those places, I got to actually see people and actually connected with those people. Unlike some of my counterparts who didn't connect so well, I did. I remember when I went to Egypt, and it was so surreal because it was crazy hot. But I remember these little kids who would be hustlers out there. Imagine seeing a pamphlet somewhere, and somebody gives you a pamphlet and charges you $5. You're like, I didn't ask for this pamphlet. That's what's going on. But I'm trying to stay on mode with you guys to tell you how I felt. But the thing is, these kids was like same, same. They put their arm up to mine, and they was basically going off skin tone saying same, same. And I didn't. That was a great feeling. And there's other stuff I won't go into. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that what I said here in my home, realizing that we all need food because everybody got a belly, need to eat. But somewhere along the way, some of us finds ourselves short, and that's pretty tough. And a lot of times, people ain't quick to outpour what they had because sometimes things are tough for the next, on the left, right side of you. And I had to make a decision that it is time for a change. I want you to know that this is not easy. It's easy to talk about it because I'm not afraid to talk, but it's not easy to be able to prove myself, to prove my worth. But I have to. I have to for the woman who raised me. I have to for the people who gave birth to me. I have to for the world that's taking me in because this is my planet, and I love it, and I want to see it keep going. So I had to perceive from here first, and it's the most greatest mechanism we all have is here. I tell you, every one of you has a Da Vinci or a Tesla or a creative artist inside of you that has the right to be seen. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I look like a tough guy. I am. I'm not gonna deny it. But I created something that was so amazing that's meant to help so many people. I was momentarily taken back that it hits me in my breath that I had perceived a way to help us all, and it made me feel so joyous. Not for money, no, by God, no. It made me feel good because I could see a change in the environment. That even if something happens to me, my son, God willing, if he has children, his sons or daughters can one day be fed off this, and yours can too. I sit here, I feel no shame in my face to say that I want to see all of you helped because I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not afraid because in order to move forward, I have to speak my truth. The truth is, I had found myself to be homeless before. I didn't even think that would happen. I didn't think it was truly feasible. But moving quick, acting ignorant in somebody else's space ain't gonna help you out. So there's that, right? But what it taught me, how America feels about me, how it took me in, it gave me a place to stay as far as housing. It told me, get your act in order. And, sadly, in the time being, COVID came. And a lot of stuff was happening on. But I'm going to be honest with you. In every moment, in every situation, I've used best I can to push and propel me forward. So when I was sadly in this place for homelessness, it wasn't even as bad because it was a place for Army veterans. So I was around, and always somehow I'm in a place where everybody's older than me, and I'm always the youngest. However that go, and really maybe that's God let me see myself from a possible different perspective if I don't tighten up. So I've done my best to tighten up, no matter what. See, I'm gonna tell you this: I won't quit on you. I refuse. I'll tell you everything you need to know about me, so you never gotta question it because I believe in transparency. I've decided that I will spend the rest of my days make sure we are all fed, that we all have our necessities, and I've perceived a unique way. And it starts with this, like this. It's a domino, man. And that domino is so solid because I can tell you what I put my work into. If you look at my YouTube channel, if you ever do, if you don't, this is not a pitch to get you to watch it. So please understand that. It's just you understand how hard I work to bring everything I am to the table, so you may know my worth. And technology wise, I had to sit here. Um, Out of a 24-hour day, I spent like 21 hours. Sometimes sitting here into my backside for raw, from just sitting in the pain, from just trying to get up. But I had made a decision that there was no quitting me on this. I would not quit. And what I'm getting at is that I proceed away not only to end world hunger, but to actually change our environment in a manageable way that's healthy and it actually gets you still paid. I mean, like, it was not like quick. It wasn't. It's actually felt like something was sending information, and I was just writing it down and then refining it until it was all casually ready. And I'm thankful because now I can present myself to you and tell you that we are ready. We as a people are ready. We are all want ready to eat. But I can say that I am as a person that's ready to help all of us, not only in food inequality, but also show you how to keep the power on, no matter where you are in the world. As long as this plan goes right, and it will because it takes people. My plan is centered in people. It never goes away from helping people. No matter, listen, I think like this. I look at all these organizations with all these unique and fancy businesses and names, and it's good they exist. I respect that they exist because they do. But has anybody ever noticed how so many of them start off with a plan and the plan switches, for whatever the reason? I have one solid plan, and it dictates starting up with make sure you're okay. You who watching, you who's not watching, you who sleep, you, the human being. Because I always wanted to know that there was an organization out there that just cared about us, no matter your ethnic group. Because if you say white, black, Chinese, Asian as an ethnic, outside of ethnicity, when you speak of the race, you were talking about the human race, and as a human race, I want to make sure every human being is fed. No food shortage. And the other way I worked this out was to make sure that what I'm doing will never affect farmers. Because every place you go, when you see a farmer somewhere, that's some hard work going on. And nobody should take away from their hard work. They should still be able to sell their goods and take care of their families too. And I thought about that. I had to think about um, the society's power system and house. And the moment we created a financial system, we created a system that was going to guarantee that some people were going to be the haves and some were going to be the have-nots. And it's kind of insane because if you think about it, you wouldn't know the difference of the have unless you saw the have-not. That sucks. I think on an extrapolatory thought process, I strap information and put it together and package it. And as I look at it, I think to myself, does that make sense? Is that efficient? To know that there's enough space to put food in this world and put food in homes and we don't do anything to give. And I know that in businesses want to. I wasn't around and probably wasn't old enough to acknowledge it, but I'm sure that there's been people who took kindness for weakness and then used that as a vehicle to get some out of. And it's sad because it's like the bad cop story. It's like that one bad egg has spoiled it for the whole bunch, which this egg in a sense was the world and hunger as a whole. And I want to change that situation. I won't say it's a game because food insecurity is no game, right? So I'm not gonna treat it like a game. I'm gonna treat it as seriously as it deserves. Now, as a man of my size, I can tell you, it don't feel very good to feel your stomach punch your back. To know that you wish you had a meal, and it even makes you contemplate negativity, and it make you think bad or think I'm about to do something, and I never want you to have to do that. And if you wonder why do I even give a damn? Because somebody showed me that I could. Because somebody showed me that they cared about me. And I've always been a fan of paying it forward. And since I was a kid, I've always tried to be good. It's an opportunity as a man to be great. I want to be able to show my son, who's a young man, that he can get up and make a decision. And God willing, whatever that decision, he will outline it. And he will shape the world with his care, with his hard work. And the only way that works is if I be the first to be willing to do it. If I step up in front of that shell and show you that I am willing to fall so you don't have to. And I would do that for every one of you. And all I ask is you to take the time to learn me, to learn what I'm talking about, to see that I'm real, that I am not saying this because I want likes. Hell, if you don't ever like the video, that is okay. But if you learn that what I'm saying is going to help every one of us, then I'm fine with that. I literally have dossiers, business plans, schematics, semi-cast, but it's ready to be catted, because I can see the visuals myself. I have all these different information that shows that I'm ready to move forward to make sure that every one of us will be squared away. No matter where you are, if you allow me and my people to come and help you, we will help you. But I want you to understand the way I'm setting this up is that like any humanitarian organization, just so we come help, cool, does not mean you have the right to ever harm my people. So there's that, and I'm guaranteeing that. I stake my life on that. I want to be able to make sure that everyone is fed, but I refuse to let anyone hurt the people that is under me and the people that I say I care about. I would not be a usurper to my people. I would be a person who brings light to the ones in the dark. I would bring a meal to those who are short. I would reach out a hand to those who need it. And if you wonder why, because when I was a kid, I had all this hope, this naive hope. And as an adult, I can remember that child. I remember his once, because I and he are not the same. I remember his innocence. I remember knowing that he just wanted to watch TV and just be happy. And the life wouldn't give me that. And what I am as an adult is a man who can tell you how to protect. I have scars, and I'm okay with my scars because they are my badges. Every scar I have is a wound that says that I was willing to stand and take the fight on, and I will fight for you, no matter what, no matter what it costs me. I just hope that this world will understand that we all can do this, and I am willing. It's not been easy, This is audio is having an issue. I will work on it. I think there's something going on with the tech, y'all, or I'm being sketched and messed with, but I am gonna eventually fix all this. Hopefully my video is not just ranging and not being heard because it's weird. This is audio is having issues. This sucks. I crapped myself, gang. I'm not sure who you are. That was weird for you to say that, but I pray you be all right. Seriously, that was weird. Stay up, brother. I will. Listen, what I'm talking about right now, folks, is something that we all need: food. But the thing is, I've not only feasted food, I've actually feasted the entire system in place. And until it's patented, because I got to be able to protect myself too, I won't say what and how it goes. But I can tell you, it is very comprehensive. I wanted this plan to be so solid that if any man or woman who was willing to finance it stepped up to me and said, "Let me see it," I can show you and be on point. And my brother, who I respect a lot, I love all my brothers and I respect all of them. But my oldest brother, well, my older brother, he's not the oldest. Well, I respect him. He has his own company. Great glory to God in him. Let it grow. He speaks his truth, and instead of getting angry, I respect the opinion, so I try to place it in the proper place. And in doing so, that strengthens me to go out and figure out my way. So what I'm gonna tell you here now is directly solid. And if you don't believe me, you're gonna see, and you're gonna what I have, what I've created, what I've concepted is bigger than any market you've ever saw. It's because it's the market that you want to be in. And I didn't create this market. Humanity did. It just so happened I created inventions that can step into each and every individual one, and they can be very robust in their financial prowess. Now the thing is, again, it starts at the one domino, and reason why I'm even doing this because I want to prove to myself and to the world that we can all end world hunger, and we can do it as a team. We can do it individually, but as a team, we're just stronger, kind of a given. The Father didn't put us all here just to be alone, but at the end of the day, everybody has a mind, and I tell you, my mind has dictated itself to pull my resources and my knowledge and gain knowledge by going out to deep research so I can change the atmosphere. And how that happens is a step-by-step plan. None of this is I want to get there and then I'm just there. No, this is what I wanted to do. This is how I planned it out. This was me resetting that plan to make it make sense. This is me implementing the plan. This is why I implement their plan. Then I'm bringing people in and showing them the plan so they may implement too. And becoming a tree and then create many branches to it. And this is what I've created. And I need the world to hear it because I say this as clear as day. I seek to make sure that anybody who's short on food is fed. I also seek to make sure that anybody who wants to be employed will be employed at the ground floor. And if you're employed with me at the ground floor, when you see it grow, you will be amazed on what it brings in. And even if I won't say that, I'm gonna leave that part out. What I will say is that I'm thinking about everything I have to do while I end up thinking about you, and making sure that no matter who you are, when it comes to food security, you will be secure. And I'll feast every part of the infrastructure that's meant to be sold to people, but while being kept as well. And I really want to talk about this on such a deep scale because it wasn't easy. I set up 20 some hours a day, eyes burning, body's tired, body feeling like somebody had jumped me through a monitor or something. I don't know, but I just didn't feel up. But my mind was like roving with pure energy, and I had this pen, which I gotta go get my darn pen because I don't have it. I got my notes, I got all this information on the things I built or building, but yet my pen, I ain't have it all day. But lucky I got a fresh thought in earlier and built something, well, come up with some concept and I built. But what I am saying here now is this: I have a way to actually help us, y'all, and it takes us. This is truly our planet. Now I say this and feel what you want to feel that governments have power, and somewhere along the way, people have become so easy as to rely on that government, which is okay if that's your choice. But what I've created is to give power literally back to the people, and I don't know if that is dangerous or not. But again, what I've created will literally give food and power and wealth back to the people. It will respect each nation because each nation should be respected. Yes, but what we won't do is allow anyone to impede on our humanity, to impede on us being fed, to impede on us being free, to impede on us being energy efficient. What I've created will not allow this. It will go against that grain, and I and mine will always be willing to fight for that. I don't know what I can tell you beyond that truth because if you sat down with me and saw this plan, you will see that it's very deep, very complex, but very comprehensive, and it's not meant for me. You want to know me a little bit better? I could wake up most days on my off days and do nothing and be happy, but I can't find peace in knowing that if I got in my car at any point in time and seen somebody homeless and I couldn't help them, and I hated that feeling, knowing that there's third world countries out there of people who need help, need help aggressively. And I thought, what if we could change that? What if we could change the environment as far as how we do things, our checks and balances? And the thing is, I'm gonna say it because I don't know if people said it enough. I'm a black man. I'm gonna say it enough. I'm gonna say it again. I am a black man, and let me tell you what that means because people are like, "Where you coming from? What is going?" As a black man, I grew up in America, and I felt America didn't always treat me great as a youth, and I was frustrated by it. And even TV in the '90s. I don't know if anybody who's watching this can corroborate, but back in the '90s, this is when you had the big box TVs. And I guess this is before HD. You know, as I watched TV, I remember growing up in America realizing that there was not a lot of things that showed the power of black people. And I don't know, I think that bothered me. I don't know. Let me tell you the truth. It did bother me. It bothered me because it made me question who I was supposed to be in this American society. As I would watch, anything about black people, it said it was always like hood or ghetto and stuff like that. And I don't know, as a kid, I didn't think that was great. But then, when you see something about slaves, there's always a bunch of black people who look like me, just in a depressionary situation, and always my counterparts, which are the Caucasian people, above us, and roots and all that, Kunta Kinte, which is crazy. So, I don't know, like a lot of black people make their kids watch roots anyway. But let's keep on this, and what I'm speaking about is that it made me as an individual young male who was a child growing up in this country because of all of what I was watching feel like we didn't have much here, or we wasn't worthy or something, and I didn't know how to internalize. As a kid, you internalize, you ingest what's given to you because you have no choice. But I can tell you, it made me insecure in myself as a black man, and I grew up I grew up to identify this and realize that there was so much wrong with that, and I realized as a parent, I never wanted my child, and I only have one child. Um, I never want my child to feel insecure this way. So I had to learn me. I had to learn my society. So when I say I was quiet for years, this is in my youth where I was quiet, but I was studying. I was paying attention. I was creating my own checks and balances. And I was realizing that there was so much inefficiencies, and yet in my youth I had no power to change. And again, that made me feel again out of whack because why do I have these complex thoughts? It's almost like you know, I'm going back to this, but I just want to say this. It's like having the power to understand religion, but no power to actually talk to God. Right? That's what this felt like because I have the power to understand what I'm seeing, but no power to change it. And then bad enough, a lot of the people on the left or right side of me are not really quick to connect, and that sucked. It wasn't until I got a little older and I started to be able to deeply be more verbal and surely be more strict in my practices on how I deal with people and how people deal with me that I realized that in history, big thing to find out. History, one, you could think it's one word, two different words. History. So when I learned his story, which means they wasn't always telling the entire truth, they were telling a depiction of a truth. I realized that I have value as a black man. I have value. You don't know what that feels like to realize that to grow up in a place where so many people have, and you grow up in a place where there's have-nots. That you and I'm gonna tell you this because this is a combination. Just like that combination plate that you get at church. So it's like my combination of learning is that I do have value, I do matter, and there's been a lot of lies. And with me learning about those lies, I made a decision that I would be worthy. I would be worthy of being spoken of. I would be worthy by end up getting up and doing something about it. I wouldn't sit around and see an issue. I would actually not be the problem. I would be the solution. And then I decided, how can I be deeper into the solution? What if I created a way to save us as far as food insecurity, have a way to empower us to keep us from being insecure and employ those who need the employment. So now you're not on the street or just out there. Now you can get your subsidies back. It's deeper. I have a complex plan on how to literally do this, and I've already started the process of implementation. It's a way it's off, but it can be done. Why? Because one man makes a difference, and when you have more people, bigger difference. I'm just trying to get people to understand that what I have for all of us is a way to get us out of food insecurity, to actually save us from the energy crisis, and actually create real peace and prosperity in this lifetime. And I feel like if I can be able to have my face in history for doing that too, but it ain't a bad thing either because at the end of the day, money is a part of what goes on, and it's a side effect, but it's not the big thing. I treat money like a tool, like a pen or a hammer. You use it and you keep moving with it. But I treat people with the utmost respect because people can verbalize and speak on their truth and their opinions. Money can't. So it's like I just want people to know this, and I don't know how far this is gonna go, uh, but I have to keep trying to you guys understand that what I'm trying to do for us is quite major. I know it's not easy either, but I won't quit. I refuse. So I want you all to know this and understand that this is the time. We don't gotta wait till tomorrow or the next day or the next day. This is now, right here, right now, that we can actually start the process in ending food insecurity. We can start the process and actually helping to clean up the environment and change it to a point where the environment will end up become healthy and way more stable than it's ever been. This is the time to do it, and I just need all of you to share this video, get it out there in front of the faces of those who are willing to help. I'm about to do my best to make sure I hopefully do this right, to share my link to my GoFundMe, because I promise you, sirs and ma'ams, any nickels, pennies, and dimes you give unto me, they will go directly into the business, and I will create transparency so you may see this, so you will know where your finances have gone, so you can know that your time was not wasted. Well, all right, it's 3:11. I feel like that's not a bad time to get off of. It's actually 3:12. Wow. Well, that don't feel like a lot of time passed anyway. But if I can save one life, I feel like I did right. But what I've created, what I've really put together in its entirety, will save us actually all. It don't matter how much hate or love you have in your heart. What I've created is empathetic to anyone who is a human being. And that's who I care about. I'm about to try to share my link. I hope I do it right. But I'm Tyrone Farmer. I have a way to end world hunger. And I will never be the type of man who says what I'm going to do and not do it. I will never be a usurper or a coward. For if I ever am, call me out on it. Slap me in my face. I'll give you the right to it if I ever short wig the situation and not be solid in my practices. And just know a man like me would never offer my face up to anyone unless I know I'm standing on business. Because if you ever haul off and just hit me at something random, man, you gonna have to drop back a nub. You better prove your point. Otherwise, boots and feet. Smart people know what I'm talking about. But I'm tired, but I'm just telling you the truth. Don't take it too overseas. Just know. I mean, like I would defend myself. Don't get that part twisted. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is, I have a way for us to be safer than we've ever been and be healthier than we ever been. And the question I got to ask to you: are you willing to keep on giving your resources to others who won't do the same, who don't even have your same intention, the same intentions for you at heart? You can think about that for yourself while I'm speaking to her. It's a big world, a lot of people, a lot of corners. I guarantee you that transparency is the way of what I have. You will never feel like you're being led in the dark, taken astray, or run amok. That ain't how I want to be. I don't want to be able to associate those negativities with my name, let alone my person. Well, rather than talk y'all, because I couldn't really do this until this phone died, and since it's only a 37% it's an iPhone, pretty sure I can be at this all night, and I would not feel sad about it. But I did just get off a 10-hour shift. I think I got some extra time, which is cool. But I'm gonna, I guess, get a meal in my body. I just want to put it out there because I'm tired of the world not being better. So I want to say this one time. I have a way to actually end world hunger in its entirety. I have a way to actually empower the entire system. I have a way to actually make sure that everyone is fed and store that food for 40 to 50 years and keep it safe and fresh. I have so much more than that. Literally so much more. And I'm talking about from the business plans to the schematics on how to do this, to each individual dossier, to all the PDFs, and all in between. I say this so you may understand that I, as an individual, have worked this out so deeply, so you wouldn't have to. So when you came into it, it'd be coming in like that kid coming in from school, and you smell that fresh milk in the air. I built it that way. So you can come in and smell that fresh milk. I just need a little bit of money to get it rolling. When you compare what I'm talking about and how I'm talking about it and see it for yourself, you realize that why so many people are hungry. I can't give you that answer, but I can tell you that under what I'm creating, you won't ever have to be. And I will never renege on you, no matter where you are, because I always believe that having an understanding with people or saying something out your mouth, you stand on. You know, that's just me. Maybe that's just the man I am, the way I have to be, because you don't tell people something, no matter who you are, and not deliver. Any person who does that, you're a usurper. You're somebody we should not trust, whoever you may be. I'm not speaking on anyone specific. I'm also saying that I, Tyrone Farmer, will never bring any type of situation to you and I stand on it. Because if I ever did that, I am a usurper at that point. And you shouldn't respect me. But I would never do you this way. Because I know that, because the way I operate, I operate under the banner of consistency, respect, honor. You know, I'm going to take a little time to myself. I hope you guys, whoever sees this video, actually gets a chance to share it. Share whoever will listen. And understand that there's legitimately a way to end these problems. And the way I want to do it, it won't cost you nothing. Not truly. Not at the beginning, couple cents. And then after that, sustainability on a mode that you never saw, given to people who probably wouldn't even be helped open their doors to people who doors would often been closed. I want to create an inclusiveness for human beings everywhere. I believe we all matter. This is we're all alive to experience this video. Then it's a gift for you to hear it, and it's a gift from you, me to even listen. If you got this far, I thank you. If you go through the video, you'll learn what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not wasting your time. I have a way to actually. I mean, I don't. I feel like if I gotta throw numbers out there so you can understand how much money this can be made of, sad. Why do you gotta care more about money when it comes to feeding people? But to the numbers guys out there, I have those too. I'm ready. Pick my brain, see if I'm actually being honest, and I will prove to you my wealth. And I will prove to you that we can actually change the trajectory of the negativity on this planet, put wealth back into any business, but it would be my business to be fair. But feed everyone. Without actually, keep on, when I say everyone, those who are in need. We're not trying to upend the food market as far as grocery stores and stuff. That's not cool. Farmers have been out here for generations doing that thing. We will never disrespect you. But I seek your help, farmers, too. I beg of you. I've never. You know what? Proudly, I will beg you for the help of humanity. How dare I be shamed to ask for help if I know the problem? I know the problem. I'm seeking you guys' help. God put it in me to do something. I've stayed up many nights, and I would keep on doing so. But I have to tell you, I realize in my own mind that if I want this to work, I gotta reach out to you. I gotta open myself up, and I gotta be transparent. I'm ready and willing. Now I wait on